Good morning, everyone. Let's see what we can get into today. In the last video you seen I drug some more junk home, and we're going to get it all organized and get it on shelves. And I did get those shelves built, which I'm going to show you that. Now here is the empty table, so you can see that I did put all that stuff away. We'll go into the shipping container, and I'm going to stand back about right here. This is what it's starting to look like. Now eventually on the right hand side where you see these crates and stuff stacked, I've got a bunch of big micro lamps back here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with those. But once I get that figured out, I'll put shelves down this wall. So basically you'll walk in here and all the important stuff will be organized on shelving. And this shelving unit here is the one that I just picked up from Habitat the other day. Matter of fact, I left a sticker on there for somebody to see someday. It's upside down, but they wanted $50 for what you see here. It's military grade shelving, probably from World War II era, if I had to guess. It's very heavy duty shelving. So I got that all assembled. I'm going to start taking the stuff that I've sorted the last couple days, get them on the shelf, and then we'll just find something else to get into. Okay, just like that, them shelves got filled up. I will go over it a little bit with you. Up here, we have LED light fixtures. There's 3, 4, about 7 of them. Here, those are broom handles for those brooms. You can look back through there, a few of those. These are pumps that you can put in your car. You plug it in a cigarette lighter and it will inflate your tires. These we've seen in one of the other videos. I sorted all the joist hangers. The bolts that I sorted, they're all on a shelf now. Come across a bunch of these for hooking plywood together. Down here we've got rubber gloves, and remember these are 2 foot deep, so there's boxes of those back there too. That is the rest of those paint rollers. Okay, and that tote there's some more paint rollers. These are actually 2 deep, so there's 2, 4, 6, there's 8 recessed lighting fixtures, brand new in the box. There's those hinges that I picked up the other day. And these are the knobs. These are the kitchen cupboard hinges. And then these hinges, these are spring loaded, so the door will automatically close. In the back, you can't see it, but I've got used hinges and an assortment of hinges. And here we have all these key lock sets, brand new. I'm going to call it silver, more like a stainless steel look, but it's not stainless steel, I doubt. I got several of those back through there, brand new in the box. And it says 100 units, so there's over 500 receptacles. And then there's the ground fault breakers. Oh, they're up here. There's 10 in a box, and there's 4 boxes. That's the label for one of them right there. These are recessed lighting LED. There's 2 cases of those, 6 in a case. These little LED light bulbs, there's 6 in a case. Back in there's 4 more cases. And then you have these LED floodlights. We've got some tape measures. Just quite a bit of good stuff there. And then obviously this is from previous videos. This section here. I'll let you take a look at it in case you haven't been watching my other videos. So where we're at right now, we're in the process of getting very well organized. And I did have one of my comments, someone thought maybe I had way too much stuff, but I replied to that with barter. Okay, so if something were to happen to the economy, let's say, or even like these hurricanes, natural disasters where people are out of stuff for days at a time, all this material here can be used as barter. I know that I am not going to use all this in my lifetime, but I'll leave all this organized stuff behind for my children. If they decide they want to load it up into a dumpster, that's on them. But I'd really not like to see that. I've got a lot of time in not only collecting all this, but sorting all this. And there's more to come. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a bunch of padlocks that I got from my Habitat connection. You got these boxes. And it says right on there, back when this was donated, that lock right there was $9.99. Now here's what I find curious. This is the same lock, but at true value it was $15.88. Now, given the discoloration of the boxes, I would say that these two are probably older stock. We've got combination locks. I'm not particularly fond of those colors, but I'm used to the traditional silver looking master locks. So we got this assortment of locks we picked up, and also along with that, these different kind of latches you can put on like back doors of vans and different things like that to lock them up. Now these 3 locks here impressed the heck out of me. These are extremely heavy duty locks. All right, so another project that I'm into, since the shelving units are full and I need to build more shelves, I've been collecting tools over the last few years just for this garage project. And I'm in the process now of breaking them out slowly but surely. But I've got this buffing wheel, and I believe this came from Northern Tool. Now this little sander here came from Harbor Freight. I think that's going to be a nice asset to my woodworking. Those are 2 coffees. I've already had 2, and that's my next 2. I really like my coffee. Now I took this little cart here, and I'm modifying it. I've put some wrenches on it, and what I did is I just took a screw and put it through the eyelet and drilled it right into there. Here we have a selection of sockets. This is just, you know, like easy access, so I don't have to go clear over to the toolbox. This is called I'm probably gonna butcher this pronounce, but it's a mortiser, I believe is the term. It cuts square holes. Why I bought that, I'll never know, but I'm definitely gonna play with it and see what I can do with square holes. I also put we got a punch set on here. It's put on the same way with screws. And here we have a selection of chisels. Now over here, this one, It's a arbor press. I believe they call it an arbor press. I started to assemble this yesterday, and the problem I'm running into is right here. All right, where the shaft with the teeth on it go down through there. If you tighten this all the way down, it pinches this and won't let it turn. So my intentions are, I was going to make a gasket, like a metal gasket, and I'm thinking, wow, there's a few hours worth of work. I'm going to put a washer in between each one of these bolts and see if I can obtain the clearance that I need to get this thing operational. But other than that, it's a heavy-duty press. It's just obviously made in China. Nothing against the Chinese, but the quality is not quite US quality, or I wouldn't be having the issue with the clearance on this here. What I did is this shaft that you put through here, if you have this rod all the way in, you can put it together, but it locks this down. So with it all the way in, you can't insert this. You have to insert this, take the cover off, and then put the teeth up against it. And then as you tighten this down, that's when it starts to lock up on you. But that's something I'm going to be doing here this morning, along with a few other things. Okay, so I put those washers in there like I had talked about. Right there, you can see there's 3 washers. I started with 2 and it was still too tight, so I put a 3rd one in there. And obviously I put one on each bolt. And then once I got it all together, I adjusted these screws. They kind of hold a little bit of tension on the shaft. But I'm going to be quite honest with you, I am not overly satisfied with this piece of equipment. It's going to work, but I don't believe it's going to work to its full potential, and I'll tell you why. You get up to a certain point, and this gear and the gears on the teeth and this gear, they just don't line up correctly. It gets real, yeah, it's messed up. I'm going to take a few minutes tonight during my YouTube time, and I'm going to search this brand of arbor press and see if there's anybody else that experienced this problem. There may be something I'm overlooking. All right, so I've started another bench. Obviously a roll around cart, so let's talk about that. You've watched in some of the other videos, I made a roll around cart for the saw. I made a roll around cart for the planer and the edger, and I made a roll around cart for metalworking, basically. Got a chop saw and my lawnmower blade sharpening tool. This table saw is on wheels, so it rolls. And this edger is on wheels and it rolls. So you're probably wondering, why is everything on wheels? It's on wheels so that when I'm not using it, I can shove it off to the side, like there, and obviously this one was right over there, but I'm using it today. So to get back to the bench at hand, this will be the 4th one of these roll around carts that I've made, and each time I make one, I get a little bit better with the procedure, basically, is the way I want to phrase it. And this one here, as you can see, I've cut these 2x4s, scrap lumber, by the way. I've cut those to fit perfectly down in there on the base, and I'll bolt those 2x4s to the base, and then I can start coming up with my shelves, and then eventually the top. And then the top will be flat, and on the top will be, I don't know, I might be able to get 3 pieces of equipment on there. I'd like to get this polisher, this sander, and I've got another bench grinder, but actually I'm just going to leave it in the box. Let's see, that's a vise over there. The other bench grinder is right here. And I will more than likely leave that in the box. I've got another one back at the automotive shop. There was I got a deal one time where I bought 5 bench grinders and got a really good deal on it. And I've got 3 in use up there and 2 on the shelf. So I'll bring one down here and I'll just leave that new one in the box. So let me get back to building shelves. All right, I've got the 2x4s I showed you earlier. I put them in with a large Tapcon type screw that goes through this metal base, through this metal upright, and into this other 2x4. I did that all the way around, and then I took some of that southern yellow pine, that scrap wood, and I cut this deck to set on top of it. And now I'm going to move forward with a shelf there and a shelf up there. Okay, so I've got the second shelf built. Use some of the board that came with the shelving. I put this 1x10 in here to just add stability, and then I use these bolts with locking washers to tie all that in. So next I'll put a shelf on top, well, not the very top, but I'll put another shelf in, and then eventually build the top so that we can hook these devices up. Okay, so I'm ready to put the top on there. I put a 2x12 here, recycled lumber, 2x4, and it's a sturdy little cart. Now I'm going to put the top on it, and once I get the top on it, we'll be able to mount the equipment on there. I got the bench finished. Wanted to give you an idea how it's going to look. So we've got some shelves that we can put stuff on. We've got this sander for woodworking. This is the grinder I was telling you about that was in the other building. I bought 5 of these one time, got a really good deal by buying 5 at once. It's a Wilton, it's a good brand name. 8-inch grinder. And then I've always wanted one of these buffing wheels or polishing wheels, whatever they might be called. I'm not sure about this brand, but I see it on a few other boxes of stuff I've purchased. But with all that being said, I'm pretty well pleased with it. This is cart number 4, roll around cart. For basically convenience. I can get the stuff out of the way if I need to. All right, with that being said, the video is about to close. So you need to take a moment here and hit that like button. So I'll keep talking for a few seconds while you have time to hit that like button. I'd like to see my videos start getting pushed out a little bit more. I've had a couple of them, or a few of them over the years, that's done real well. But sooner or later, my channel will take off, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, and have a great day.